Supermassive Games has created some of the best horror experiences in video games of the last decade. Until Dawn, the Dark Pictures anthology, and The Quarry has recently announced that up to 30% of jobs will be lost. So before we get into this, if you could just hit that thumbs up button, smack that like, and maybe just subscribe, and we'll see how it goes. Now let's get into the video. In a statement posted to their official Twitter X account, they say, "It's no secret that the games industry is currently facing significant challenges, and unfortunately, we aren't immune to this. After much deliberation and with deep regret, we are therefore undertaking a reorganization of Supermassive Games. As a result, we are entering into a period of consultation, which we anticipate will result in the loss of some of our colleagues. This is not a decision that's been taken lightly, with many efforts made to avoid this outcome. We are all too aware of how unsettling and difficult this process is going to be for all our employees, and will be working closely with all those involved to ensure that the process is conducted as respectfully and compassionately as possible. We're committed to focusing our efforts on our core strengths and upcoming titles to ensure the continued sustainability of the company." According to Bloomberg, the amount of jobs that will be lost is hovering around the 90 mark. With this news from SG, we can add that this number to the more than 6,000 workers who have currently lost their jobs in the gaming industry since the beginning of this year, and we're only at the end of February. It's a sad thing to see, especially in this day and age where over 2 billion people are playing video games, and the industry, which made more than $184 billion worldwide in 2023 alone and looks to make close to $300 billion this year, are seeing some of the biggest number of job cuts ever, which will supposedly surpass last year's number of job losses in the gaming industry, which currently sits at 10,500. With SG saying, "We're committed to focusing our efforts on our core strengths and upcoming titles to ensure the continued sustainability of the company," it does make you think about the upcoming games. If they're going to be delayed, are they going to lose some form of quality, as we don't know who the people losing their jobs are. For all we know, they may be key people on these upcoming games. We have a remake of Until Dawn coming later this year, and who can forget that we have the Dead by Daylight game, The Casting of Frank Stone, which is also expected to come out this year. I do hope we don't see any more of this, because this is killing the industry. These companies seem to be laying people off when, as a whole, they're making more than double of what they made the previous year. Yes, a lot of these job cuts have come the way of acquisitions, as we've seen with Microsoft and how they've reorganized Activision Blizzard following their purchase of them, and we've also had executives say it's due to a pandemic hiring binge. And to add to this, Sony have just announced they will be cutting about 900 jobs in its PlayStation division, or about 8% of its global workforce. Sony have also cited the reason for this is restructuring. For Sony, the job cuts will occur in the Americas, Japan, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and the Asia-Pacific region. In London, the PlayStation studio will completely close. Cuts will also be made at Firesprite Studio. In addition, reductions will take place in various functions across Sony Interactive Entertainment in the UK. Sony CEO Jim Ryan recently stated in a statement, "The industry has changed immensely, and we need to future-ready ourselves to set the business up for what lies ahead. We need to deliver on expectations from developers and gamers and continue to propel future technology in gaming, so we took a step back to ensure we are set up to continue to bring the best gaming experiences to the community." To me, all this restructuring nonsense, it's like, well, if you were going to be future-proofing, why didn't you see this when you actually hired so many more people than you could actually afford? Now, saying that though, we know that the majority of these companies can afford to pay them, but some of the people they have hired, they have asked for stupid amounts of salary, which sadly they did get. So it's kind of pass and parcel. But we will see what happens with this, and we will keep you all up to date. That's all we got for this video, so take care folks, and we'll speak soon.